Good day to all our virtual viewers and visitors to Moirs Garden on July 29th. So it's a special treat that we're getting 2 videos this month. Next week is a holiday and I didn't think I would be here, but it's important to show the work as we're doing it as well so people can see from afar. I want to do a special thank you to HRM Jane for dropping off the mulch. And we'll see where we got it spread. And thankfully, 3 of Jane's staff members felt sorry for me. I think they think I was losing it running up and down a hill with a bucket. Gardeners use whatever tools we have. So we're coming in a different way today. But thank you to Caitlin with a C, Logan and Justin and their wheelbarrow for helping me get the mulch up and down the hill. Much appreciated, and as usual, many hands make light work. So the mulch has finally been put down and we spread it around as much as we could. And we're just going to see what we did today. So this is the end of July video, but dubs as a August video as well until something different happens. So here again is the hostas bed that we need to clean out for the spring. It is very congested. So we'll do a sporadic clean out every second one or every third one. We'll see by the time the season's finished. But again, if you'd like to have a hostas, come by in the spring. We'll have them at the top of the stairs in a box and you can help yourself. And this is the importance of whippersnipper. If we didn't do the whippersnipper, we wouldn't be able to see the houses through those trees. And it makes such a difference, as you know yourselves, in making the garden more defined so that we can appreciate the garden. It doesn't get lost with the chaotic background of weeds and overgrowth. So here we've got some mulch here. This table has been busy all morning with the chess players and lunch. So a little bit of mulch here to protect. These areas here do not get a lot of green coverage and the soil is so dried out. So they're going to really appreciate the mulch, and we were able to get the mulch to all the vulnerable spots that were priority. Of course, there's other spots we'll get to eventually, but these were the priority. And our Japanese maple, we had a meeting about this. We were talking about how come it never grows. We came to the executive decision. It's a dwarf. Even though they take their time to grow, the way this one is growing, it must be a dwarf. And you'll notice the crooked sign is gone. And we just have a little hole. So HRM's taken that to Magic Pat. He's going to see if he can anvil it out or get it as straight as possible, and they will be returning it. So I just wanted everybody to know, in case you're going through the garden and go, oh my gosh, somebody took the sign. While other things do go missing, that is not missing. We know exactly where it is. And thanks again to HRM for always helping us out when we need it. But look what a difference that mulch makes in popping the colors. We're very busy with geese and ducks today, as usual. And of course, you'll notice from the last video, some plants have had their season, while others are just coming into their season. And you'll notice through some of the videos that different volunteers, as I mentioned before, we all have our own expertise and our own way of doing things. We have a volunteer here who likes to put tags with the plants, like you'll see in some of the video. I'll try to zoom in on one here. It's not my process, but we certainly welcome the diversity on how people like to navigate their gardening. So you'll see these signs throughout on different plants, identifying them. But those colors weren't here last video, and of course this side was in full bloom with colors, but they've done their season. And this is the area that needs a little bit of whippersnipper, just a little tidying up. Again, it doesn't take much, but a little bit goes a long way. So there's some areas while we're walking, you'll say, oh, that spot desperately needs mulch. or desperately need soil. Yes, they do. We'll get to them. Now this is the area that, because we have slanted hills, there's constant soil erosion and constant depletion. This area is so canopied with these beautiful trees that have been here for so long that the rain doesn't even get down here. So I'm hoping we can get a rain barrel down here to help us water the plants. Gets a little bit nerve-wracking when you're on a couple of the stones there using our buckets to try to water the plants. And of course, it wouldn't be great to have a hose that we can just put into the pond and pump it all out. So you see, we don't have a lot of color, more green for this video. Our Haliboris, all nice and thick. Look at that wonderful green. Again, this is our pathway. It's a calm day today. Cloudy day, but still very humid. But again, I can't say this enough. Thank you to Caitlin, Logan, and Justin for helping me out on mulch day. So we really had a project to have to get some mulch at the top of the stairs because of the constant stone erosion from under the sidewalk. I remember when I first started working at the Moirs garden, it was the first task I did every week, is raking back the stones. So we'll let this mulch settle naturally, and then we'll start shimming it down the hill a little bit. And of course, we've got some plans for the fall to see if we can get some soil. By that time, the mulch would have spread down a little bit, and we'll be able to get some soil in here. And then perhaps some more mulch this year, or the soil in the fall and the mulch in the spring. That's what seasons are for, so we can divvy up our chores. But how peaceful is that? And again, it just takes a little bit of mulch to do a nice finish, a protective finish. The stones always made that part of the garden look unfinished, and even though we didn't have enough to go all the way down, it still makes such a huge difference. So again, thank you HRM Jane for that. And of course our plaque here, the Moirs garden. But we're going to walk down the hill a little bit so we can just see some other bountiful blooms and colors. These are quite impressive. They're almost as tall as me, and I'm 6 feet tall. I truly feel like an elf in here sometimes with my height, because these plants are just so nice and full. Wasn't that long ago that they were just planted or coming into their own. And that's where we started, up there. We did a full circle. Lots of birds here today. I think they're waiting for the rain for lunch. It's a nice breeze here today, perfect for gardening. There was a little bit of a sprinkle, but it was refreshing and welcomed. I know you guys know those days. And this is an interesting little story. One of our community members dropped this off. It was a rose bush. We were going to give it some time. It didn't look like it was going to survive. It got cut back because when I dug it up, there was still lots of life underneath. So we're expecting some things in the spring from this one. So that's us today. I hope you enjoyed walking through Moirs' garden with us, and we hope to see you soon. Signing off.